West Denver. Sleep deprived and heavily caffeinated.
All right, let's do this then.
This is the Jeff and Bill Show.
I don't agree with that.
They don't always agree, but hey, at least they have coffee.
Coffee.
And each other.
I love you, man.
9 a.m. in the Mile High City on this Tuesday, October 21st, 2025. Good morning, Denver, Colorado. You've tuned in to the Jeff and Bill Show. News Talk 710, KNUS. I'm your co-host, Jeff Hunt, along with Bill Thorpe, bringing you the freshest insights and hottest takes from the right, left, and center. Phones are a little weird today, unfortunately. A little hard when you run a talk radio show. But you can text us at 720-819-5115, 720-819-5115. Text messages hot on this. 5114. Good morning, gentlemen. Bill stands for illegal immigration. His thought is since they may have been here and commit no new crime, it's okay for them to stay. So if a legal immigrant breaks into his home and stays for a decade, that's okay? What about the immigrants that are waiting in line and completing the process the correct way? Why reward the initial behavior? James, that's from James.
Yeah, I would ask James, isn't the idea of them breaking into my home an additional crime? I don't equate someone crossing the border into the country and breaking into my home as the same, unlike you are. It's a false choice. I disagree. So, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, but aren't they breaking into, like, a place they shouldn't be?
Hang on. What I just outlined is I do not equate crossing the border illegally the same as breaking into my home or anybody else's home or a business. I don't equate them the same.
Yeah,
that
why
is
not?
My personal opinion.
But, and that's what I'm questioning. It seems like in both instances, they're in places they shouldn't be.
Okay. And the point is, and here's the idea. The idea of someone saying, you know, they're coming into my home, and the idea isn't they're living there and displacing me necessarily for an entire year, as the texter said, seems to be coming in and taking over, you know, the space where I am, my living, and also breaking a law that we have outlined as far as, you know, in the criminal judicial system. Now, when we talk about the immigration, someone coming in and going in and taking, they're not coming in and taking my job. They're not coming in and taking anything out of my home. They're not coming in and they're actually, in some cases, contributing based on working here in the economic structured system that we have set up, because we have these people working on farms, working in hotels, working on construction sites. None of those jobs is taking my job, your job, someone else's job in many cases. That's not the same thing as someone breaking into your home and then staying there instead of you. Until your example is someone is coming into America and then I have to leave, now we've got something that is equitable. Until then, not a good analogy. Just at the core.
Really? I think it's just a degrees of severity. In both those cases, they're not where they should be. I go back to my original question. You just go, well, because the impact isn't as bad on me, it's not the same. But in both those cases, they're not where they're supposed to be.
And this is where we go back to the idea that when we start with, hey, just because you cross the border illegally, we are going to treat you the same as someone that crosses the border illegally and then becomes a member of a gang and human traffics. Since we're going to equate those things together, there are varying degrees. Yes, in life, there are gradient degrees. It's very few times that we get black and white. Oftentimes, there are shades of gray. And that's what I'm dealing with, the shades of gray. That's it.
I think it's
difficult.
very clear.
I know.
It's a
I know
yes
you do.
or no question. Should you be in this country?
I know.
Yes or no?
I know you view it as black and white.
Yes.
I know that so many in the MAGA movement view the idea of migrant crime wave being just crossing the border makes you a migrant criminal that we all should be scared of. I don't have the same opinion, nor have had the same experience. That's it.
Is it fair, though, to say then that you uphold the law? I mean,
Sure.
to this point, person's
Where have I broken the law?
Well, what they point
Where
out,
am I breaking the law?
James, is that you basically make it okay for people to come here and stay here so long as they don't do other crimes. So are you actually upholding immigration law?
Here's the thing. The problem with that is by trying to paint me in the corner and saying that because I believe this, I'm not upholding immigration law, when the second part of the conversation is I believe our immigration laws are broken. It's not a matter of me wanting to uphold the ones we have right now. I think the system is trash. I think we need to have major overhauls in how it's applied and how we deal with the people that want to get in here. That's the problem. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, yes, I support illegal immigration. No, I'm going to say that our immigration system is broken and it incentivizes illegal immigration. Some of the people that come over here illegally end up being, in my mind, good American citizens. And I'm using American in air quotes. But I understand the original sin of crossing the border. I don't think that makes them a migrant criminal unlike other people. And I think that's a fair analysis. We can agree to disagree on it, but that's my opinion on it.
But Bill, the immigration law was duly passed. It's not an illegal law. It was duly passed. And essentially what you're saying is because I disagree with it or because others may disagree with it, it's okay for them to ignore it.
No, I disagree. I mean, I disagree with the law, and I'm sure that we could go through a long list of things and laws that you might disagree with as well. There are probably a whole bunch of things that our Colorado legislature passed into law that you think are asinine and stupid. We've had some discussions about that on this station and the show, and some of them going all the way to the Supreme Court.
And look,
so just a disagreement on the law isn't necessarily an invalidation of your position.
But what I would say in those cases is, yeah, it's okay to break them. I'm okay saying you should break them. But it seems like in your case, you want to say, I'm not for breaking immigration laws, but I recognize that it's okay to do so.
Not necessarily okay. I understand the rationale and the reasoning behind it. I'm not going to recommend or tell anybody they need to come into the country illegally. However, if they enter illegally and then abide by the other laws that we have here, I don't view them as a threat the way others do. That's my gray area. That's why I disagree with our immigration processes and procedure, and I believe it incentivizes people to get in here illegally because of the system. I think that if you'd reform the system, you could actually change a lot of the illegal immigration and the incentivization of coming here. Part of that being leaning hard into E-Verify and taking away some of the jobs in the industries that are the draw in the first place. If they weren't able to come here and make money, chances are you wouldn't have as many of them. It is a multi-tiered and multi-layered response. But if someone comes here and after crossing the border abides by all the other laws that we have, I don't view them as a, quote, problem that needs to be removed. That's it.
Even at the numbers of 10 to 20 million?
Nope, I don't. No. I don't, because our
financial
economy,
costs and all the other challenges we face.
Again, it's as if they didn't come here and they can't sign up for services. They can't, in many cases, sign up for, they're not allowed access to many services. Denver was an exception, but they can't get access to those unless they're going through a process and a system. And so, no. And there are a lot of people that are working under the table or under, again, fake documents that end up contributing in other ways to the tax base. So they're not always a necessary siphon as is portrayed.
They're working under the table, and Colorado has to educate their kids. It's constitutionally required.
How are they paying rent? How are they shopping? What are they doing? Paying that money somewhere.
Bill,
paying that money somewhere.
That was to cover the cost of their drain on our society, we wouldn't be in the debt problems that we're facing. All right.
I disagree. There are so many other things that go into the debt problems than that. Oh, my
goodness. Yeah, that's why Colorado's doing so well, and same with Denver. All right, now it's time for news and comment. And by the way, when we come back, Bill and I are going to agree on this next story, so you're not going to want to miss that. Now it's time, though, for news and comment with Blake Olson.
Blake Olson.
Blake Olson, news and comment.
Good Tuesday morning, 41 and sunny outside, expecting a high of 68 today. News sponsored by Pastor Camp Heating and Air Conditioning at 303-777-1234 to learn more about special savings opportunities on Lennox equipment. Our top story last hour, Joe Scarborough, Morning Joe on Messy NBC, delusional, makes no sense. Lives lives in a fantasy world, critiques Republicans here.
What I've been warning about, what I've been warning Republicans about, because they love to say, oh, we're owning the libs. No, you're taking a hammer to the 2027 and 2029 version of yourself, a ball-peen hammer, and you're hammering yourself in the forehead. Like, the things they are doing now will be used against them by a progressive president or an independent megalomaniac who is a billionaire who becomes president of the United States. They are setting precedents for an all-powerful president, which they're fine right now.
Dude, are you kidding me? 8 years of Barry Soetoro, 4 more with Biden, run by Obama. Oh, my good. What are you talking about? Just fill in time. Colorado House Minority Leader Jarvis Caldwell on with the fellas last hour after they figured out the phone's third time's the charm. But they got him on there, and that was awesome to hear from him. And they were talking crime in the state and the horrific politicians on the left at the state capitol. Just forget safer communities with Democrats at the helm. Great example.
We ran a bill to take away probation for child rapists in Colorado, and unfortunately, the Democrats in House Judiciary killed it. And they said because when people go to prison, they turn into worse people. And so that's why we shouldn't put child rapists in prison, which is a pretty wild take considering, I mean, how does it really get much worse than a child rapist? And if prisons aren't made for that, then what are they made for? But that's kind of what we're working with here at the Capitol, that mindset.
God, he's a hero. Caldwell says in the upcoming session.
Bro, this is why so many people resign down there, because they get paid $40,000 a year. And they have to show up, and you have no power, and you try to run common sense stuff like, hey, how about the people assaulting the little kids go to jail? And the Democrats don't want anything to do with it. And so they're just like, listen, I got limited years on this earth. This place is a circus full of clowns. I'm getting out of here. I mean, that's why Rose Puglisi left. She's just like, I got 2 daughters. I got better things to do. Deal with these clowns. And I point at the Colorado voters like, you guys made this happen. Yeah. This didn't just happen by accident. You elect people that lead the state in this direction.
That's right.
And then you complain about it.
And you know what? I heard it. Yeah. And Jeff, I heard a sermon last night from this, I don't know how old it is, but a guy in pastor in New Mexico, same issue there. It was great. And we honestly, and I know you work on this and fight for this, but look, if you go to church and you're a believer, you have got to vote. And you have got to vote for your values, and you have to be responsible.
You have to vote Republican.
No.
I mean, look, read the party platforms.
Right, exactly.
As a person of faith, read the party platforms. And just, I mean, historians are going to look at America, particularly American Christians, and compare the Democrat Party platform to what the values and beliefs are of Christians and just go, there's no overlap there. They're completely opposed to each other. So, no, this both sides or third way type of thing. Oh, there's a third way up there. We don't have to be Republicans. Nope. No. If you're a person of sound values and logic, you have to vote Republicans these days. It's the only way.
If you care about your kids.
Sorry if I offended you.
Yep. Oddly, I disagree, but that's for later.
I love it. We could do a show on that. 2 more teens are being charged in connection with an attempted carjacking of former Doge staffer Big Balls. 19-year-old Lawrence Cotton Powell and 18-year-old Anthony Taylor are facing charges of robbery and assault for the attack on Edward Corstein, also known as Big Balls. The incident happened in early August, if you remember, and led to DJT's crackdown on crime in the nation's capital, and that's working out very well. Thank you very much. The Schumer Democrat shutdown has reached its 3rd week. Senate Majority Leader John Thune said Republicans are willing to come to the table.
from the very beginning of the shutdown. I've made it clear that if Democrats reopen the government, we can immediately sit down and talk about the Obamacare cliff that they've created.
Senate Republicans are headed to the White House today to have lunch with DJT. The president expected to thank them for keeping a unified front. There's no vote set for today after senators failed to pass a spending measure for the 11th time on Monday. Thank you very much, Democrats. Thune is set to bring up legislation this week that's aimed to pay federal workers and service members who have stayed on the job through the shutdown. 47 is getting the go-ahead to deploy National Guard troops in Portland. The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals ruled Monday that presidential determinations are not reviewable by federal courts. One lefty judge is outraged. Whatever. They ruined the city of Portland, just destroyed it. VP JD is in Israel for a 2-day visit. His visit comes after Hamas returned the body of yet another dead hostage to Israel. The remains of 15 more, though, are still believed to be held by Hamas inside Gaza. And DJT saying that numerous Middle Eastern countries are on standby to eliminate Hamas in a manner that is fast, furious, and brutal if Hamas continues to act up. NFL last night, Seahawks over the Texans, and the Lions dominate the Buccaneers. World Series is set. The Blue Jays will take on Shohei Ohtani and the Dodgers. Game 1 Friday night in Toronto. Avs at the Mammoth tonight in Utah. And the Nuggets tip off the season Thursday at Golden State. And it is 40 in Parker and 39 in Lakewood, 41 in Denver. Jeff and Billy continue.
Blake, we got some breaking news. Hold on. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to oversay your audio there.
No,
but,
I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did.
We are now broadcasting live on Twitch.
Oh, really? Was that gamers?
Yeah. Dude, we're joining the young ones out there.
All right. What's up, young people? What up? 6'7".
6'7". Did you see the Wall Street Journal did something on that the other day?
I don't even know what it is, man.
Nobody knows what it is. And that's why it's not controversial, is because there's no underlying sexual meaning or anything with it. It's just stupid stuff.
Are you sure?
Yeah. 6'7", and you got to do the hand motions. But
what up, Twitch?
What up, Twitch? So go to twitch.tv/710KNUS. Bill, do you know Twitch?
Wow.
You're more likely to know Twitch than we are.
Yeah, I watched several gamers on that, yeah.
Do we need a game? Do we need to play a game?
It would help.
I think so.
It would help a lot. I mean, a lot.
There should
any of
be
y'all up for Minecraft, Fortnite?
I've never played any of those games. I can play Madden.
That'd be good.
Depends.
I was thinking of a video game of Bill taking on incoming, just a video game of Bill just dodging and...
right now, Fortnite and Fortnite, Minecraft, and Marvel Rivals. There are a couple of others.
Bill, this is what you need to do post-show. The Bill Thorpe Twitch Hour.
No,
710K in US.
Yes.
And you get to go play your video games.
No, the thing is, I am no good. That's the thing
Bill,
that's funny.
not everybody is good. Like, sometimes they want to watch someone more their level.
Yeah, no, they don't.
Just a joystick.
No, not at all. I've seen the guys on there. Not even close.
Really?
No.
Come on. There got to be some amateurs on there also, right?
Very few as bad as I am. So, no. I am well aware of my deficiencies. Yes. There are certain little things I'm good at in certain games, and beyond that, no, I'm awful. I am absolutely awful.
Really?
Oh, God, yeah.
I thought you were a gamer.
Oh, yeah. Gamer, yes. Good? No. I play. Yeah. I'm old. My physical skills and my reaction time are awful. I can throw down on driving games and FIFA soccer. I am deathly dangerous in FIFA soccer. Outside of that, not so much. I play a lot of, Bungie's thing, Destiny 2. It's in a really bad place right now. I am siloed. I get a couple of things I'm really good at, but if you don't need those, I am mostly useless. So that's the thing. So is
Twitch just for video games?
That's where you make the money. That's where the eyeballs are inside of Twitch. I watch things like there are races on certain games when they open up and I'll watch.
Somebody sleeping. I've never been on Twitch.
Yeah. Again, yeah. So that's the thing.
And he or she's probably making money.
Yeah. No, there's 4.4 thousand viewers of a person sleeping right now.
Oh, man.
And why are we working so hard? We get up early enough. We can sleep here.
We have 0 viewers on Twitch right now.
I could have put a camera above my pillow.
4.4 thousand. So you need to go watch us on Twitch because why not? Help us.
Yeah, why not?
I love it.
How about this text message, 5360? I just spit out my coffee. Jeff saying 6'7" was so cringe. 6'7".
Awesome. There's a little marquee at Spear and I-25, and it was up there yesterday. I saw it. And I told the boys that, and they rolled their eyes. I just say it whenever I can now.
I mean, it is so funny because I guess there's like a whole Wall Street Journal article about how it's driving math teachers crazy because they can't say anything in math without the kids. And it's just, to me, it's like one of the most pure, just awesome generational things that's come along where the kids go nuts. There's nothing bad associated with it. If you go to In-N-Out Burger, for instance, and they say order 6'7", then like everyone goes crazy. Funny. I've got 2 middle school aged boys. They love it. They get my dad on video going 6'7". He has no idea what he's doing, but they all find it hilarious. I love it.
That's cool,
it's just it's like slap bracelets for our generation. It doesn't make any sense, but it's just fun.
Yep, it is. I love it. All right, Blake Olson, News Talk 710 KNUS.
We'll string together a couple of really nice-looking days for Denver in the Front Range with sunny to partly sunny skies and fair weather conditions today and fair weather conditions tomorrow. Daytime highs will be in the 60s to near 70 today, mid to upper 60s Wednesday. Lows tonight and lows tomorrow night will be in the 30s to near 40 degrees. We're expecting a small chance for a few showers Thursday and Thursday night as a small system moves through. Temperatures will stay in the 60s Thursday and Friday, nights in the lower 40s. Fair Friday and Saturday. Meteorologist Don Day in the 710 KNUS Weather Center.
All right, so we got our first comment, Bill. Don't put it in?
No,
Should I
do
say
the comment
it?
here.
Am I allowed to say
no,
it?
I'm saying you should not do that in your search history later on today. Just saying. But yeah, say it. Absolutely. It's not.
So we got our
bad,
first comment on Twitch, and it says, "Is this the stream for ASMR radio broadcasters?"
Yes, absolutely. Sure. Yes, go for that. Yes.
What is that?
You haven't done the ASMR? Oh,
I have no idea what that is.
I forgot what the ASMR stands for, but it's an audio thing in which you are listening to people very carefully, and it's the noises and things that come out of your mouth.
Oh, is it the one that like makes your hair like?
Yeah,
it's like when they whisper.
Yes, yeah, that or the idea of the eating and the idea of just listening to that. It's turning the audiological into the tactile. It's the idea that you're hearing something at a level in which it elicits those type of responses. And so, yeah, there's a whole entire industry out there. And if that's what we need to be on Twitch, I'm all for that. Why not? Let's do that one.
I mean, the Denver Post can't make any of its payments anymore.
We're
in a weird world where OnlyFans makes you a fortune.
Yeah,
but,
the thing that I like,
actual news can't.
I'm all in for the ASMR only because, for me, it returns radio back to being audio. That's it. Is it you're listening? It's not necessarily the visual that goes with it. So if we're going to lean into something that plays to the ear, great. I'm all for that one. Yeah, we can play with this.
All right, Bill and I have had our disagreements today, but I think we're going to find a common thread here. Headline out of the Denver Post: Colorado's banned 7 people for life from the state's casinos. So what does it take to make the list? Well, serial swindlers and men prone to violence are among the 7 people Colorado's gambling regulators have banned for life from casinos since the state created a system last year for barring problematic bettors. 7 seems low. Seems very low. But
yeah,
I don't gamble.
Seems very low.
The Colorado Limited Gaming Control Commission in July 2024 added the first person to its involuntary exclusion list, which which is posted online and distributed to casinos in Blackhawk, Central City, and Cripple Creek, so security officers and other casino workers can identify the offenders and eject them if they show up to gamble. Those on the list are also prohibited from placing wagers on sports betting apps. We look at, are they a detriment to the gaming industry, whether it's through the integrity of the game, whether it's corrupt influences, maybe it's because they're violent in a casino, said the director of Colorado Division of Gaming. On Thursday, the commissioners voted unanimously to add 2 more people to the list, one for attacking a gaming division police investigator in a Blackhawk casino and one for attempting to cheat and for arguing with dealers and others who operate various games in multiple casinos. Bans are permanent, although the 2 people added to the list on Thursday have 30 days to appeal. Colorado also has a voluntary exclusion list that people battling gambling addiction can put themselves on, which bans them from casinos and sports betting apps for up to 5 years. That list, which includes nearly 1,000 people, is not public. Involuntary exclusion lists are not new to the United States, but Colorado didn't create one until it was recommended during a 2023 review of the state's gaming regulations. The procedure was finalized in 2024. It's like what Nevada calls the Black Book. It's been around a very long time. Now, some states, Bill, this is where it got wild for me, okay? Some states have lengthy exclusion lists, so not the involuntary ones, or not the voluntary ones. These are involuntary, okay? Lengthy ones. For example, the Pennsylvania Gaming Control Board lists hundreds of people who are not allowed in the state's casino. It also has a separate list for internet gaming and for video gaming terminals. One reason Pennsylvania's exclusion list is so lengthy is that a high number of people have been caught leaving their children alone in parked cars while they spend hours inside of the casinos. Luckily, Colorado doesn't have a similar problem because its casinos are farther away from population centers. He says, in Colorado, you've got to drive an hour to a casino and drive an hour back. It's not the same situation where I could, pick up my kids from daycare, pick up my kids from school, and just run inside and gamble a little bit and then come back out.
Yeah, and the idea that we know the casinos are trying to play with your conception of time. It's why they don't have any clocks and they don't have any windows. So it would be super easy to be chasing the winnings and forget what time it is inside a casino. That's how that entire system is built. So not unsurprisingly that if you leave your kids outside, you may just forget about them because already you were making a questionable decision to walk into the casino without your children in the first place.
Can I just, parenting 101.
Yeah.
Don't go to a casino after picking up your kids from school.
Yeah.
Just,
I don't know. Do that.
Homework, snacks,
didn't you have,
after-school activities.
Wasn't there a little time beforehand you could have stopped at the casino if you really had to play the horses or something? I mean, I'm just saying that there might be other times during your day.
I made a video about this where I was just like, good night. What is going on?
Yeah.
The comments were hilarious. One was like, we need to toughen up. I grew up in the 80s where my mom drank a Coors Light while she drove around and went to casinos and left me in the back with her cigarette still
Oh, that's great.
on fire in the front ashtray.
Oh, I still have a memory of, it's not my parents, but friends' parents who we were in the car. And the dad who's driving, reaching behind the seat saying, "Here, when are you asked to hold my beer?" Like, what? I still have that memory of the Coors Light in the arm coming over the back of the car seat. And I'm definitely under the age of 10 at the time. So, yeah, so many questions.
Can you imagine the therapy?
Oh, yeah.
It goes into these kids.
Oh, I know.
Mom left me for hours regularly. At the casino, how she went, we couldn't afford the mortgage. So Bill and I agree on this.
Yeah.
Gambling's stupid.
Yeah. Yeah.
It ain't a charity.
Yeah, no.
It ain't a charity.
Yeah, I have an issue, and again, you want to go into gambling, you have fun with it, go right ahead. I don't like the idea, only because I know that I'm walking in with a disadvantage. Referring back to our video game conversation earlier, there are games that I play where I am competing against other people live at the same time. I understand in certain games, not only am I not going to be the best person on my team, in some cases, I am the albatross around the rest of the team's neck. I get it. But I don't want to walk into necessarily these type of betting establishments where I know the deck is completely and totally stacked against me, regardless of, necessarily skill level. I don't like that. There are certain games I can see the excitement from, but some of this gets a little too crazy. And when we have, and you'll see them if you're watching the NFL right now, when you have gambling companies that can say, hey, if your first bet doesn't work, make a second, they're telling you how much money they're making off of you. How many companies tell you if the first thing didn't work out, how about the second? That'll be on us. Doesn't happen anywhere. But they know all they need to do is get you into the system, and then you're going to play the game. That's it.
This is going to be a pending disaster. I've seen some numbers around half of college-aged males have engaged in sports gambling. Half.
Yeah.
And when you think about the loss of revenue that comes from that, again, this is not a charity. They're not in the business of making sure you have more money. They're actually in the business of taking your money.
Yeah, you've seen those casinos. They don't like they're hurting. They're not hurting for cash.
Right.
They got a lot of cash. And the fact that they can comp you a whole bunch of things like meals and rooms. And the other thing you have to remember is if you walk into those casinos and you start winning and they think you're winning too often, they will ask you to leave. So they do not want you to go in there and succeed. That should tell you something. Now, when I'm in Vegas, do I wander around and maybe play one or two hands of blackjack just for fun? Do I go and visit the one-armed bandits? Sure. But it's with what I call monopoly money. It's stuff that I can afford to lose, and I don't care. I could go into the street and throw it at someone, and it would make no difference to me. So I'm walking in there knowing that this is money I am going to give away. And for me at that moment, it's acceptable transaction only because I know when I walk into a museum, I'm exchanging money for something inside that I'm not going to have the money or anything on the other end. Same thing when I walk into a restaurant, clothing store, wherever it is. I approach those casinos in the same means. I'm going to have transactions here and walk out of here without the money that I budgeted for this. I'm not planning on winning anything because that's not how the system is structured. And too many of us fool ourselves into thinking that we are clever enough to beat the system. If it was that easy, they wouldn't exist. The casinos would not be making money hand over fist.
Yep. So I felt like we'd do a little the more you know.
Oh, yeah.
Right after reading this article, I just thought, hey, don't go to a casino after you pick up your kids from school.
No, let's not do that.
Just basic parenting 101.
Yeah. I mean, if you got to make some of those bets, there's an app on your phone. Don't use the phone when you're driving the kids, but still.
Hey, I understand. We don't want our kids to be snowflakes, but the more you know, don't take your kids to the casinos. And remember, when some casino wants to come into Denver and be closer to the city, who's going to pay the price? The abandoned kids in the back seat of the car while mom and dad swung by the casino after daycare. All right, we'll continue. Give us a text at 720-819-5115 or watch us on Twitch at twitch.tv/710KNUS. You're listening to the Jeff and Bill Show.
Denver's talk leader. News Talk 710, KNUS.
Welcome back to the Jeff and Bill Show. Billy and I talking about the people banned from the casinos here in Colorado. 7 of them. Doesn't hold a candle to the hundreds banned in Pennsylvania, for instance, for abandoning their kids in cars to go gamble. Maybe when you walk out of the hospital with the child, doctors could just say, hey, don't swing by the casino on your way home.
Yeah, maybe a little better parenting. Just seriously, people.
And as Bill brilliantly pointed out, they're meant to keep you in there.
Yes, they're supposed to.
So if you think you're going, oh, honey, I got an itch here. I'm going to go throw the quarter.
Just give me a sec here.
Have you ever walked into casinos and see those like elderly people with like the pennies?
Oh, yeah.
Just like, bing, 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 bing. It's weird.
Love those pennies.
So weird to me.
Love those. And what you do is, what I enjoy with those is they are like, I don't want to say, they're not necessarily sharks. They're more like remora eels who are trying to glam onto certain things, and they're territorial about some spaces, and they don't want you coming in and taking their machine after they've been working it.
What?
And yeah, they get really mad about it.
That can't
it's crazy.
be healthy.
No.
Go visit the grandkids.
Yeah. Okay. What has been your favorite moment inside a casino? What has been something that you've really, really enjoyed? I have something that's not necessarily related to gambling, but a moment that I had in a casino that was so much fun.
All right, you got to tell me, because they're so weird. They're such weird worlds to me. I went one time with buddies in college, put $5 down and lost, and I have never felt more guilty of being irresponsible in my life. I was like, that was a lunch that just walked out the door.
Yeah.
So for me, I walk through these, like I've been to Vegas for NFR and Cowboy Christmas and all that stuff, and I'll walk around, and it's just like being in a foreign land. Like you could airdrop me into another country, I'd feel more comfortable than being in a casino. It's like a alternate universe for me, where I watch people just happily give up their money to other people. It's just weird.
That's I the same thing. It's like another world. It's completely foreign, and I love watching that ecosystem. Oddly enough, my oldest son is really lucky on slot machines, and I do not understand why. It makes no sense, but routinely he wins money on slots. He doesn't do big money, but the idea is he can walk into a casino usually with something like $25 and walk out with 35 to 45. Usually, that's what he does. And he wins at a clip that is somewhat weird, but he never plays big slots and doesn't do any table games. Here is my number one moment inside of a casino. And I do not remember what year it is, but I should, because it was the year of a World Cup. The World Cup is going on. We are in Vegas at the time. And the games, because they're on the other side of the world, are happening very, very, very early in the morning. So it is approximately 4:30 in the morning that I make my way down to the casino, to the sports betting parlor, and on the biggest, giantest, most theaters type style screen they have in the place, I'm sitting there with a couple of dozen Brazilians drinking at 4:30 in the morning and watching World Cup and celebrating as they score and win goals. That was epic. That was fantastic. And I wasn't planning on drinking, but let's just say when the Brazilians are there and in that mood, wow, are they persuasive. They are really, really persuasive. So I made bad decisions. No, I did not get hammered or drunk.
Drinking with the Brazilians, the Irish, you're a world traveler.
Again, didn't get hammered or anything else, but yeah, and it was so much fun.
You even brought me this.
I did, and I showed you how to pour the actual Guinness.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a real way that you have to do it. I was
fantastic,
taught, and I have the certificate from the Guinness Brewery showing that I have been taught how to properly pour a Guinness.
I'll tell you the one area where I'm tempted that I have to watch myself, though, is online video games to like buy advancements. Right?
Oh, yeah.
So
loot boxes.
You
can
like I play this hunting game. It's like you can get better bullets. I'm
the pay to win. Yeah.
Oh, I'd really like those.
Yeah.
And I've made it a rule. We've made it a rule in the family because our kids play the online games too.
Oh, absolutely.
That we're not going to do it. We're just not, because you do a little bit here. Oh, I can get a better advancement here, there, and that stuff will rack up.
Oh, so easily. And here's the thing. You know where that originates from? The core. And I'm sorry to admit this. It comes from the sport that I love, soccer. Those loot boxes and that pay to win started with EA, Electronic Arts, and FIFA. FIFA showed the basic model of how you can get extra players, extra stats, extra abilities, but it had to be based on the core casino gambling model, meaning that it's only a chance to get this in the package. But the appeal, and it pays out almost exactly the same rate that those one-armed bandits do, the slot machines. And so it's the same algorithm. It started with FIFA and Electronic Arts, and they thought, look at all the money. They were making at times more money off of the in-game transactions. They were making off sales of the game itself.
I bet they were.
Yeah,
100%.
That's the problem.
Because the alternative is sitting there watching an ad.
Yeah, exactly. Now, here's the thing. I have, for the video game that my kids and I play a lot, which is the Bungie game Destiny, we've been playing for nigh on 11 years playing this game together. I have paid in-game for less than $20 worth of stuff. And it's all cosmetic. And the reason is because, well, most of the money was spent on stuff that was Star Wars themed. So if I can have some of my characters have some Star Wars stuff, okay, you got me. But again, less than $20. It's I think it was $17 is what I spent total over the lifetime of 11 years. So I'm not a whale. I'm not doing it. But they did find my weak point.
You can absolutely see how that can rack up a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Joan from Lakewood. I budget money for gambling like Bill. Go once every 4 years or so. I play and usually win, but the casinos, they're trying to get you hooked.
Yes, they are.
Play until the money's gone, or I double my money, and then I'm out.
That's the most difficult part. That's the thing. It is. Once you get to that money, I knew it, Joan, and where you're going. That is the hard part. When you're winning, how do you walk away from the hot streak? Yeah, Joan, you and me. I understand.
All right. Speaking of you and Joan, I don't know if Joan's going to join us tomorrow, but you can.
Yes.
Live at Highlands Ranch, IHOP. We're going to do a live broadcast there tomorrow from 6 to 10 a.m. You can see us in person. You can hang out. Bob Marshall, state rep, just emailed me, said he'll be there. We're also going to have some of the candidates for Douglas County School Board joining us as well. It's going to be a great show. We'll continue. You're listening to The Jeff and Bill Show.
Denver's talk leader, News Talk 710, KNUS.
Welcome back to the Jeff and Bill Show. So tomorrow from 6 to 10 a.m. at the IHOP in Highlands Ranch off of University Parkway, you can join us for a live broadcast. It's really cool. We bring out all the radio equipment, all the video equipment, plus political leaders will join us. It's a big deal. It's a lot of fun. We end up typically with good crowds and lots of energy and excitement, and people have fun. 9565 South University Boulevard, 9565. So if you get off at C470 and head like southeast on University, you'll eventually run into it. It's kind of up the hill a little bit, but you'll get to the house.
Yeah, come on out and see us. We're going to have a lot of fun. It's a great way to see what goes on behind the scenes. And again, once we go to commercial, that's when Jeff and I wander around and we'll sit down and we'll talk to you. And if you're up for it that early in the morning, ask me about my trip to Ireland and the Chicken Man I saw at Guinness Brewery.
Picture is not appropriate.
No, picture is not appropriate. I cannot put it on social media, but I will share it in person with you. Yeah, so I'll tell you the story about it. I've got other stories we can share, and would just love to meet you. Just sit down, and I love getting a chance, and Jeff enjoys it as well, to talking to you, because so many times it's a voice or it's a text message, and it's great. I mean, to see the number of people with Joe from Arvada. We've had Francis show up. So many of you have come out. Love the fact that we were out last time. Dude shows up with his Kyle's Karen's t-shirt, which again, high five. Just fantastic. So,
Bob Marshall will be joining us, Democrat House Rep from Highlands Ranch, as well as the conservative school board candidates running in Douglas County going to join us. So look, it's left, right, center, all together at the IHOP tomorrow, 6 to 10 a.m. Highlands Ranch. Don't miss it. If you missed any of the show, download the podcast. You're listening to The Jeff and Bill Show.
We are Denver's talk leader, News Talk 710 KNUS. We'll see you tomorrow.